So today we are part of a discovery camp and we are doing Lego robotics all this week. We're also bringing in some other robotics, Ozobots and Spheros robots, so that our students can have a full STEM experience.
So far, I've had a great time this week. We've coded lots of Legos using the Spike kits, which are great to help us kids learn how to code in an easy and fun way. Coding is very important because many jobs require coding. Like we watched a few videos earlier about people who were making robots and they had some failures, but they learned from their mistakes and made some cool robots like the Roomba.
We're hoping that the skills they're developing this week will help them in their everyday lives. These are problem-solving skills. You know, they're meeting challenges, they're getting maybe even frustrated, and we're not afraid of that. We want them to work through the frustration, through collaboration and communication with their teammate, and solve a problem and get a good result. Whether you go into computer science or go into a STEM field or go into a liberal arts field, problem-solving, communication, and collaboration are universal.
So like in the 21st century world, most careers use coding or computers in some kind of way. I think robots are cool, and same thing with programming. And my parents work in programming as well, so I kind of see it firsthand.
STEM's for everyone, and we're wanting to make it as accessible for all students as possible. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you have STEM in your everyday life.